Hello everybody, welcome back to Wii Sports Resort Bingo League 2021. We've had two great matches in week 2 so far. Ben with his new league record in his match against Garrett, and Epic getting past Zed in one of the closer matches so far. Our third match comes with Benson representing Great Britain against Alaskaxp2 of the United States of America. I'll just hand over now to the gameplay and the commentary.
Okay, so welcome back everyone, and we're ready to get underway. More exciting action, and we've got an interesting card here for both competitors. Benson looking at swordplay, elects against it. Alaska still studying the card. We see what's happening in early games when people haven't routed properly. Eventually, Alaska going into bowling standard game and Benson into canoeing. So, let's have a look. We'll start with canoeing. Complete 3 stages in canoeing is on there. And that's all. Benson using a guest. It's not mandatory, but it will be quicker. Meanwhile, bowling standard game. Get any stamp in bowling standard game. I'll list the stamps in a second. Get over 170 points in a standard game. And that's it. So the stamps are: get 3 strikes in a row, get a split spare, get a spare or strike in 10 frames, get over 200 points, and get 300 points, i.e. 12 strikes in a row, or a perfect game. And there is a strike from Alaska. Meanwhile, Benson just finishing the canoeing stamps. Canoeing, so yeah, 100 on his first. The next distance will be longer. Alaska is still on for 10 stamps, and I think looking quite good for 170 points or more. Be on 128 right now, and that will make it even bigger. Trying to do the maths in my head, that makes it 148, and that will make it 168. So, he's done the work here. As Benson continues. And there we go. 3 strikes in a row for Alaska. And that completes. Bowling. He can, deliberately throw it into the gutter. I think it's quicker. And, chalking off the stamp now. Technically, of course, the time is when it appears on there, but doesn't really make a difference here as Benson continues in his canoeing journey. And Alaska going into golf. So finish any 3-hole course without touching bunkers or water. Complete resort A. Get any stamp. Complete resort B. Complete classic C. And complete classic B are all on there. Interesting to see what course he goes into. He goes into classic B. Okay. But a lot of options there if he wants to stay in golf for a while. We'll see. Get any stamp in golf, by the way. The stamps are under par, 9 under par, 18 under par, hole in 1 and chip in. So quite simple. An under par go on, with no bunkers or water. Do very nicely for him here. Tick off 3. And we'll have a look. Meanwhile, Benson coming to the end of his canoeing. There we go. Just realised I've got the colours the wrong way round on the thing. Actually, no, I haven't. Thought I did for a second. No, it's fine. Now, Benson going into bowling. And, can he do what Alaska does? Meanwhile, Alaska is, he's actually decided he doesn't need it for his route after all. So he's going into golf now. Alaska onto 15 already then. Hasn't touched the bunker water yet. Does need a bit of reservation to avoid it here, but no problem. It's still an interesting approach shot to get around the bunker, but he does it. And really nice classic B there in terms of score, in terms of time. Yep, does that in 8 shots. And gets 3 because, of course, under par. Benson's turn. And now Alaska going back into golf. This time for Resort A. Can kind of see a pathway opening up from now. If he goes column 2 and row 2. He has other options. Let's just make that card a bit bigger for everyone. There we go. Make it easier for you to see. So. Oh, good putt there, Alaska. Pretty easy, but none are easy in this, as Benson have just showed. Another shot here for Alaska. Yeah, lovely tee shot. Probably just avoiding the replay. Benson continues on to 15. 2 golfing matches side by side. But it's Alaska who has the advantage with 5 squares chalked off against 1, although Benson could get a couple here. Oh, just undercooks the putt there, but can be tricky. Alaska, a seasoned golf player. And now Benson quits. Moves back into golf. Oh no, he doesn't. Well, maybe he's just having a look at what can be achieved there. Lovely shot by Alaska. It's going well for him. He's now going back into golf for a 3rd time. This time Resort B, which confirms my suspicions about column 2 and row 2. And then he has a few options. Anyway, Benson is going into match. Get any stamp in that. Beat an opponent 6-0. 2 that could go hand in hand if you use a guessed meet. Also hit your opponent with the ball 3 times in the face. And actually, to hit your opponent in the face is one of the stamps. Should say the others return a ball when it hits the side of the table. Beat the champion. Have a 30-shot long rally. And hit and draw a match 2020. Doesn't get the face there. But Alaska continues on in his golfing journey. Tricky putt, he'll have to adjust quite a fair bit. But he didn't adjust enough there. Benson completes his table tennis odyssey against Cole. Resort B. One of the more interesting courses because it's time consuming when you're just getting 1 square, the stamp done. The other one where you have to do without a bunker done as well. The stamp there as well, did he? I didn't see that. I'll look back for it. So now he goes into power cruising. Get any score of 1.0 on 5 gates and power cruising, the order of the day here. He can also complete the course lagoon. Maybe he's just trying to do that. And he's also... Yeah, that's the only two. Yeah, looks like he's just trying to complete it without caring too much about the score. Alaska's certainly the man ahead, though, in wakeboarding now. Needs a score of 1600 or over in beginner. Actually gone into intermediate there, so 1,000 or more points in intermediate. Yeah, and he's having no problem. 2 more jumps. Oh, well. Slight hiccup there, but he's certainly in the lead. It's actually a very nice lagoon by Benson, yep. Out of wakeboarding. I wonder if he'll do the beginner. Well, we'll see. No, he won't. Swordplay showdown for him. Clear the 3 levels. And I think that suggests he's doing column 3 as well. So get any stamp in match and 100 in return challenge. So, Resort B for Benson, back into golf. We'll say Woohoo Island looks resplendent from this bridge. Can see all the sights of our host venue. Wedge Island there in the distance, where Benson is right now. See the lighthouse. And you can just see the town below. As Benson tees off. And yeah, that was a quick showdown from Alaska yesterday. We're stay in the menu. 2 more stages to beat. As Benson keeps on moving forward. In golf. But I'm not sure, so obviously he needs this column 2 complete. Maybe he goes in showdown, maybe in spin controlled as well, and then frisbee dog and back into power cruising perhaps. I was a bit surprised he didn't go for that one that's row 1 column 5. Don't know if you can see it, or he's planning another route which I can't see right now. But not using a guest me in golf right now, so clearly doesn't care about the stamp. See the bridge here. As Alaska progresses through, and that is the key word in this bingo league, I think, is progressing through. Oh, very nice shot from Benson there. I thought that might go straight in, but just progressing through, ticking off the boxes as he goes on to his 3rd and final stage. Another square ticked off for Benson. That's his 8th. It's actually one of the faster courses at the beach. Coming into frisbee dog, get any stamp, which means well, there's a few mid-air catch, and he's not using a guess me there, so I'll have to correct that. But yeah, realises straight away. So to get any stamp in frisbee dog, what you require is just trying to remember, a mid-air catch, all the balloons in practice mode, 10 shots in a row, which you get 10 shots in total on the 10, 1,000 points by getting 10 100s in a row, and also a perfect game, which is 1,500 points, 10 100s, and also 5 balloons. So, Alaska into return challenge. He'll need to get over 100 points. You work away, obviously, after 10, cans start to appear. And if you hit the can, you get 3 points, so definitely well worth it there. if you're new to watching Return Challenge. You can see him aim for them cans. But Benson has got his mid-air catch, so he just needs to throw the frisbees away as quickly as possible and move on to get the stamp. The dog must be somewhat confused right now. Yeah, you can look at his face. He seems a bit nonplussed. But, oh well. No animals were harmed in the creation of Wii Sports Resort Bingo League. Moving onwards. Yep, there we go. 102. It does say get over 100 points, so 100 is not sufficient. And yep, I was thinking about this, and Ben has gone back into slalom course. So a non-optimal route there, but oh well. But it's advantage Alaska. Actually, he's cleared 0 lines, and Benson going for his second, but so maybe it's not as far off as you think. This is quite a short task for Benson. Alaska, well, does he want just his stamp? Will he want 6.0 in table tennis match? Sorry, 6-0. Trying to watch both of these at once. No, it doesn't look like he's going for a stamp to me. No. And that's a line. But you'd think he'd want to go for a stamp there. You want power cruising, Lagoon. Oh, he did get... Oh, okay, he'd got it in the first one. And then, yeah, power cruising Lagoon will be it. Benson does have 2 lines, but he's going into cycling. Cycling, you want to cross across the bridge, which he hasn't gone into, but also complete it without going to 0 hearts. Well, all I can say is that I hope he's not doing column 1, getting any stamp in Island Flyover, because that would be somewhat slow. I think this is a somewhat peculiar route. Suppose, actually, if he completes Classic C with a guest, he can pick up a stamp, and then he just needs 100 points. Archery beginner. Alaska powering through Lagoon, the same technique that Ben did. Ignore the gates. They don't matter. All that matters is you get to the finish. And Alaska looking like he's headed for his 2nd consecutive win. Here we go. The full time we put at the end. But it's a comprehensive performance by the American. And he takes a victory in round 2. Or week 2, I should say. It's still the first round. Yeah, we can be happy with that. Sub 18 minutes. And Benson still has a fair bit of time to finish. A strong tailwind pushing him along. Says Vincenzo. He just needs to make sure that he stays above 0 hearts, and I can give it my full attention now with Alaska finish. As distracting as his me black is. Yeah, nicely done. He doesn't have to win this race, but be a bonus, I suppose. This technique, wait for it to go above 2 and then use the full pedal. That just ensures you don't go to 0, because you don't know exactly how close you are. I can see that the timer stopped. That's because the timer's the one that Alaska used. But, you know, we'll keep going. Sure, we can get a good enough grasp, and I'll have the proper complete time at the end. So he's now going into archery. 100 or more points in beginner. Doesn't all have to be done in one go. If you get 97 on the first playthrough, you can restart. But there's a good 10 to start. And another 10. And another one. See? Well, you don't see that very often at the Olympics. But on Woohoo Island, it's 10 after 10. This is quite impressive by Benson, actually. Oh, just gets a 9 there. But 41 more points needed. And stage 3 and 4 of beginner shouldn't be too hard. There's another 10. That puts his total up to 69. And it is a nice game of archery from Benson. 77 there. The first one outside the gold. And that's a 9. So 86. So 14 needed on the final round. Just needs to... there's an 8. And there we go. A lovely 10 to finish, and he's above 100. So there's another one. And now he just needs to complete Classic C with a guest or refresh me and get one of the stamps, which shouldn't be too hard. But it is, you know, a somewhat tricky course. Course called Expert in the original Wii Sports for a reason. So, starting on hole 16 then. Will he take this shortcut? Well, he will. Looks like he knows what he's doing. Oh, out of bounds there. Well, the bingo card's disappeared, but doesn't matter too much. It was all he needs to do is complete Classic C and with a stamp. Decides against using the short. Actually, no, he's done the more safe route. But well, if you want to mess up on a hole, you'd rather it be this one because you can restart without too great a time penalty. Yep, take 4. Can take a few times. I presume he'll want the eagle, give him more security going into the other holes, but this can be quite frustrating for him. Not the ideal wind, but he does get out onto the fairway. Actually, yeah, that's touched the rough. But be a birdie on this hole, providing he gets the putt right. Ooh, just overcooked it there. So a par on 16. 17, a very dangerous hole as well, and 18 as well. Well, he could have got the stamp earlier, of course, if he just used to guess me on some of the early courses. That's a nice shot. Well, if he got a hole in 1, he wouldn't have to worry about 18. But he didn't. That leaves him 17. Birdie chance, but it's a tough putt. Oh! Well, that's unfortunate. In it goes then for par. All I'll say is 18, he needs a birdie. Why not go for it? Or a chip in, of course. Or a hole in 1. And it's in the drink. Now, does he restart? No. Still confident he can get, or maybe he can go for a chip in. Again, not restarting. Let's get the bingo card back up for you. Well, he's on the green. It's not something where he necessarily wants to be. So he's putting off, and he's going for... presume he'll go for a driver chip here. We are using the spoon. And a lovely chip in there.
a bit of skill there, despite ultimate fairness. He does have to watch a replay, but I suppose the seconds matter. So there we go. 4 over par. Still gains things for me. But he gets his stamp. But unfortunately, he can't get the win today. I'll just hand back over. And I'll get the official timings. Thank you for watching. See you on the other side. So, the full times there. Alaska winning with a time of 17 minutes and 49 seconds in the end. As for Benson, 24 minutes and 34 seconds. So what this means for the standing is Alaska joins Ben as top of the pile, but Ben has a superior time difference, so that puts him in the lead. Benson is near the bottom of the pile with Toad and Zed. He'll need a bit of a comeback if he wants to get into that top 4. So, one more game in week 2, and it's an opportunity for both players. For myself, an opportunity to also go 2 for 2 for Toad, an opportunity to move off the bottom and into the top 4. Hopefully, won't be quite as much time for that one, but we'll see you then.